Welcome to Poland Daily Culture. I'm John Carter, and on today's episode, we're here at Otwock Palace. So come and join me as we take a trip around classic Polish culture. Now, we're here in the Museum of Interior Design. And now, Miss Ania, you're going to show us a particularly strange, original and quite beautiful vase.
Tak, chciałam Państwu pokazać wazę, która
I would like to show you a vase which was given as a Christmas gift to Paderewski by the Steinway family in 1892. The great musician, composer, statesman, and the first president of Poland, Paderewski, was a distinguished musician who owned his career. Paderewski was a distinguished musician who owned his career path to the contract with Steinway. Steinway was also grateful because Paderewski not only promoted his instruments, but also became his close friend. For years, they accompanied each other during many travels, 14 concert tours in America to be exact.
Licznych 14 tras koncertowych w Ameryce.
Silver and gold contrast.
Tak, to nie jest tylko kontrast srebra i złota, ale także samej dekoracji.
It is not just the contrast of silver and gold, but the decoration itself. We can see here how beautiful this goldsmith craft from the late 19th century is. It has this typical eclectic decoration combining both naturalistic decoration motifs as well as geometricized designs. The object is so interesting because the decoration is based on Indian art, which started to be promoted in the United States all that time. People in America started to realize that already endangered Indian tribes represent the culture and art of the original Americans, and that the decoration inside, which shows the Indian campfire, where the Indians are sitting around, complements the outside decoration. The names of various tribes are described here on the canopy in the language of Lakota. What's also interesting is this wonderful goldsmith's craft was combined with primitive drawings taken from the Indian tents. This vase has one precious decoration, an inscription with Christmas wishes made by the Steinway family. Steinways bought the vase from the Tiffany Company. The product is unusual for the company as well, because it's completely unique. Tiffany, a giant American jewelry company, which normally produces serial products, but when it comes to this vase, it's one of the kind. There is no other vase like this.
Nie ma takiego drugiego pięknego.
So, not only is there a visual contrast between the silver outside and the golden inside, but there is also quite a symbolic contrast between the in and the outside.
Tak, ten kontrast pokazuje
This contrast shows the skill of goldsmith, the high skills of American goldsmiths, and also the appreciation of Indian culture, and such an original culture that operates with limited scope of imaging, what makes it so beautiful.
możliwości takich obrazowania, ale przez to także pięknej.
Thank you very much, Miss Anya. Very interesting stuff. So, let's go and have a look outside.
Otwock Grand Palace in Otwock Wielki is otherwise known as the Jezierscy Family Palace or Bielińscy Family Palace. It is a historic residence located on an artificial island in an oxbow lake of the River Vistula in Otwock Wielki. It is the former summer home of the Bielińscy family, all aristocracy from Ciechanów County in Mazovia, who maintained a close relationship with the Saxon court. But the family heirs squandered the family wealth in the 18th century, and the palace became in the end closely associated with the Jezierscy family, following the palace's acquisition by Jacek Jezierski. It remained in the hands of that family until the communist period of 1945-1989. The palace was restored and opened to the public as Interiors Museum or Museum of Design in Otwock, a satellite branch of the Warsaw National Museum.
So, Miss Anya, we're here now in the Otwock Palace Gardens. Beautiful place, we've got a fountain, palace here behind us. Tell us a little something about what goes on here in the gardens.
Park założony był w końcu XVII wieku.
The garden was founded at the end of 17th century. Before that, there were many oak trees and lindens growing on the island. They are still here. We take good care of them, even though they're only 200 years old. The park on the island looks like a huge triangle. No matter which road we take, we always get the palace. Every road leads to the palace. We know that there are many events taking place near the palace, organized probably by women. It's important to emphasize that we didn't think that the project of the garden and the palace was made by Tilman van Gameren. At the moment, we are not sure because these projects are very similar to the ones made the entire area of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth at that time.
Powstającymi na terenie całej Rzeczpospolitej.
By the way, I have to comment on what we have here. So, as I understand it, these artifacts were found in the lake just on the other side of the palace.
Właśnie tutaj, kiedy często w lecie, kiedy poziom wody opada, odkrywają się na jego brzegach liczne przedmioty.
Many objects used by the palace's inhabitants at various times often appears on the river banks, where the water level drops in the summer. One of them, and the most valuable ones for us, are garden decorations, of which we don't know much about. Future archaeological research in the area of the part in front of the palace and in the lake will probably be able to show us how the garden decorations looked. When it comes to the ones that we show here, well, there's a lion's head, the base of the column, and the decoration of one of balustrade, which comes from the Baroque decoration from the turn of the 17th and 18th century.
Przełomu XVIII i XVII wieku.
I was just having a thought about the original owners of the palace, the Bielińscy family, of course the longest owners of the palace. Could you tell us a little something about the interesting story behind the sisters there?
Franciszek Bieliński miał liczne rodzeństwo, ale spośród tego rodzeństwa
Yes, indeed. Franciszek Bieliński had many siblings, but one of the sisters stood out of the rest. She was called Marianna Bielińska. When Augustus II arrived, he was delighted with her beauty. She was very beautiful and she would be considered a beautiful woman even in our times. She had such a great influence on Augustus, not only as a woman, but also as an outstanding politician and strategist. An agreement between Augustus II and Louis XIV was made thanks to her. I think the numerous important meetings, for instance, to discuss the division of the lands or various issues concerning European politics, were held here in the palace. Another sister, Katarzyna, married the French ambassador, diplomat and prominent politician influencing the fate of Europe, Jean-Victor de Bassenval.
wybitnego polityka wpływającego na losy Europy.
Very interesting stuff. Miss Anya, thank you very much for joining us here at Poland Daily Culture.
Dziękuję bardzo.